Hello everyone, today we got to play Oh My Cabbages. Now this...
Avatar, The Last Airbender, Oh My Cabbages.
Right.
In case you were confused about all the other Oh My Cabbages games out there.
Leave my game alone. Alright, so I asked this for Christmas because I was excited about the theme. Well, we'll discuss this. But before we do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you might miss something. I'll tell you at the end of it. Alright, so Randy, tell us some more about Avatar, Oh My Cabbages.
Alright, so Avatar, The Last Airbender, Oh My Cabbages. It was released in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
It has a stellar Board Game Geek rating of 2.4. This may be the lowest rated game I've ever seen in my life. Rank, doesn't even have one.
It
not in
doesn't
there.
deserve one.
The player count is...
well, it depends where you look.
Yes, on Board Game Geek it's listed as 3 to 6. On the box it says 2 to 6. We played it because it said you can play it 2-player. We'll talk about that later. Age 8 and up. They probably would not understand the rulebook, which we'll get to also later. But if they can understand, probably they would have a better chance understanding that than an adult would. The design was by Rachel Corson. The art, we don't have a name, not applicable. Published by everyone's favorite company, Golden Bell Games.
I feel like there's some sarcasm.
Yeah, it's not a well-liked company. They've had a lot of issues with their PR, I will call it, and the way that they represent themselves to people.
Well, if it's any way they represented this game, well then fair enough.
Yeah, this is what you call a cash grab.
Yeah.
I could not find it at any game stores. The only place that I can find this game, of all the places, is where we bought it, Hot Topic.
Right, okay, so what happened was, I got a Hot Topic ad, and I saw that there was this game, and I was like, I love Avatar! And then I put it on my Christmas list, and this is what happens when you buy games from Hot Topic. We'll let it go. Alright, so...
Well, I tried to warn you. But you were insistent that was...
I mean, I figured at least it would be a funny review.
Well, we'll see. Let's talk about the
quality of components. Well, the board's already torn up just by flattening it.
Just when you get it out, first of all, the back of the board is completely white. It's not a standard board. It's just cardboard. And when you try to put it down flat, because it's folded into by a 4 square in the box... When you set it down flat, it tore on the table.
Yep.
The cards are super thin for the locations in particular.
Oh yeah, there's not. It's not even cards. It's not cardboard.
It's not even cardstock. It's super thin.
I mean, it's thicker than paper, but not by much. And then the card quality, there's definitely no linen finish.
Yeah, there's no finish on it.
I mean, it's not horrible.
It's
on the
thin,
thickness.
but it's not. It's not.
I mean, I've played with thinner.
You do have a screen printed first player token.
Yes, and the cabbage die is not that bad.
Yeah, and there's for whatever reason on the round marker they put a little tiny cabbage.
Listen, to be fair, it's about cabbages. So the 3 things that have cabbages on them, they were going to do well at.
Yeah, but I just don't understand why it needed it. I mean, of all the pieces that.
Listen,
it's just a tiny little circle.
This is what we're keeping of the game. Leave it alone.
Okay.
Let it go.
Other than that, you have standard meeples. We'll keep those too if you're getting rid of stuff. Because we could use them if we're manufacturing or designing our own game.
Yeah.
You've got little cubes. Also, we would retain. You've got cardboard, if you want to call it that, money. It's really flimsy.
Listen. They could have done so much something, and they did not.
Now, it did punch out smoothly. I'll give them credit there. There was no tearing, or which you see sometimes on cardboard when it's not very well made. So,
my thing is, though, this quality is pretty... Like, you're going to pay for the Avatar name and stuff. Like, I'm sure it did not.
It was a $19.99 for this game, so you're not paying much for it.
Oh, that's true, too.
I don't know what that's MSRP or if that's Hot Topic trying to get rid of them. But $19.99 is not a huge price.
I feel like this was just to be on your shelf to look pretty.
Look pretty? Okay.
This part, just the box.
Okay.
I like the box.
All right.
The box is nice.
All right.
It's the best part of the game.
Yeah, as far as quality of components, if it wasn't for this, I would probably be giving it a 2. I will probably be generous because of those and give it a 3.
I don't disagree. I mean, I feel 3 is a little bad, but it's probably true. All right, so moving on to theme. Okay, now I'm gonna rate theme. You can't rate theme.
I can't rate theme because I have no interest in the theme whatsoever.
Absolutely none. All right, so here's the thing. I actually was really excited about the theme because I was like, I always think about the cabbage vendor going throughout the different lands, and there's always ruin to his poor cabbages. So I thought it would be a merchant traveling. Like, I don't know. I just would have done it differently, but I was super excited about it. I love Avatar. I love the art for this. The art is the very same style that you see in the actual series. And so the theme-wise, I really liked it. I was excited about it. However, if you're talking about integration into the game, no, that didn't make any sense to me. So I'm just going to ignore that piece of the grading scale and say that I really enjoyed the theme. And I like the artwork. It's the same style as Avatar, so I'll give it an 8 with the caveat is it has nothing to do with gameplay.
Wow, an 8?
I love Avatar, and I liked the idea behind it.
Okay. I'm not allowed to speak because I have no interest in anime, and I have no interest in this
I know
game.
what you're going to rate it. A -3. Get it. Okay, move on.
All right, move on.
All right.
Let's talk about the rulebook.
It was awful.
So, first of all, you get a rulebook and a quick start guide. So, I went ahead and jumped into the rulebook. The rulebook is 20 pages front and cover. It has a front cover and a back advertisement for stuffed animals. I don't know why stuffed animals. But,
I want Appa.
okay, I don't know what Appa is, so you'll have to draw him or something.
No, he's right there.
Okay. So, the rulebook is in pretty small font, but more problematic is things are just not sequenced properly. One of the first problems I ran into is when you set up, you get your meeples and you get 10 cubes in your color, that these represent employees. It said to take all these things at the beginning of the game. But then, later on, when you actually get into the different actions you can take, not in the setup, mind you, this is when you're talking about gameplay. And one of the actions is to hire employees. And I thought, okay, it must be after you spend the employees that you have to hire them back because you're going to use them throughout the game. No. In here it says you don't get those starting employees. They're in a pool that's your reserve pool that you can buy from, so you get no employees at the start of the game. But they didn't put that in the setup. It was in the actual gameplay section where you first see that. And I was like, this makes no sense why you would lay out your book this way.
Nope.
The other thing is why you set up. You take starter coins, and you get, depending on turn order, you get a number of coins. Then the first thing you do when you get your game, your set up for the game, is you place your opening cart on the board. Well, at that point, congratulations, you get another coin just for placing your cart on the board. No reason behind it, you just get it. And then every round at the end of the turn, you get income, including the first turn. So that coin, if that's your income for the round, could have just been at the end of the turn. But no, they said you get it when you place the cart and at the end of the turn. So why didn't they just make the starting coin 1 coin higher and not have you get a bonus coin for placing your cart on the board?
Well, okay.
All right, moving on. Beyond that, the rules have different effects on the die, because the die has a 6-sided die, but you're going to get different numbers, things that happen depending on what action you take and what number you roll. There's no cheat sheet. There's no shorthand anywhere in the book. You have to look at each individual section to see what number, what it affects. And it's not highlighted. It's just in a free paragraph. So you have to sift through the paragraph and look for, oh, well, if you roll a 1, this is what happens. And if you roll a 2, this is what happens. It's embedded in the text. So the Quick Start Guide, if you look at the Quick Start Guide, it tells you something entirely different. It doesn't match the rules. So it tells you if you roll a 6, you get an employee, but the other numbers, no indication of what they do.
Well.
So if you use the Quick Start Guide, you get started to play, your game is going to be totally different than if you actually play the game with the rules.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, this is completely useless.
Are you rating it? Well, it's obviously under 5 because it's practically unplayable.
Yes. Given all of that, I am going to give the rulebook a 3. Given the fact that you could play a game, it just would be a totally different game. You might like the other game better. We didn't try the Quick Start Guide version, but you might enjoy it more. So I'm going to give it a 3.
I like the cover art.
Okay. You can keep that, add that to your keep pile. All right. So that's rulebook. Let's move on to gameplay now.
All right. Guys. All right. So the first 6 rounds, you get 1 worker. Take your workers back. All right. And for the first 6 rounds, you get 1 worker. The second 6 rounds, you get 12. And so you get 2. 6 through 12. Oh, you're 7 through 12.
Yeah, so there's 12 rounds in the game. You get 1 worker per 6. 7 through 12, you get 2.
All right, and then so basically we're going to resetting this for you because it's not difficult. All right, so first thing is you randomly select where you're going to place your cart. You can choose basically where you want to put it. I put mine away from his stand because I didn't want to be close to him.
But it really doesn't matter because it's all arbitrary. You can go any space.
Yes.
There's no movement.
It really doesn't matter. Okay, so one of the ones you can do is go to a different location. When you land on it, you get a coin because you're going to flip it over. When you flip it over, you can choose to do that action at that point. They range from different actions that you can take, opportunities to be able to actually build another cabbage cart, but the cabbage carts require you to have employees. So obviously one of the first things you want to do is go hire an employee. That's just one of the actions. Now the problem is that only 1 person can go to this. And since there's only 1 hire employee, that first 6 rounds are really kind of slow.
And when you discover the buildings, they range widely in how many employees they take. We've seen 1 and we saw 7, but most commonly it was 3 to 5.
Right. And the problem is you only have 10. So 10 workers ever. And
when you apply them to a space, they don't go away. They stay on the space unless it's attacked. So
essentially you're stuck only getting 3 extra places, most likely, if that. And I thought it was weird, the higher one, the 7 worker, had lower value than some of the 5 workers.
Yeah, it made no sense whatsoever why you would apply 7 workers. I mean, granted, the workers act as defense when you're getting attacked, but if you only get 10 of them and you're trying to score as many carts as possible...
Well, and you only have 1 action for this first 6 rounds. You want to be attacking people because you got other crap you got to do. So, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so the second one, the second action that you can take is hiring a vendor. It's 7 money. That's a lot of money. And then when you have a vendor and your other player has a vendor, then you could attack each other's main stand.
Well, vendors also can be used as defense if you get attacked via other mechanisms.
Right. Okay. But still,
Yeah, the vendors,
a lot of money.
we never use them. I got a card that magically gave me 2 vendors. That was 14 coin as a card I got.
Right.
I mean, that was crazy. The cards were super swingy. I got 1 card that gave me just 3 coin. And then we had another card that made benefit for everybody. And then I get a card that gives me 14 coin in one fell swoop.
There's no balance. None
whatsoever.
It's just, let's see what I can roll today. Whatever. Then you can hire a security bear, and the security bear basically goes to another person's cabbage cart that's not the main one, and basically you do an attack there. And and you can explain the attack rules, but in a minute.
Yeah.
So, and then one of the other actions is you can take your first turn marker that costs you 1 coin. We actually use that one. Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, which basically is a defensive maneuver. So once you place it, you get it until the next round, and then the first time you play an action on the next round. And then you can take a card for free. So these cards range from good to bad. Who knows what they'll be? Good luck. And then this next one is if you roll a die, take a defense card or roll the cabbage die. Card is free or -3.
You have to pay 3 coin to roll the die. Which is another thing. You pay 3 coin to roll the die, which you can either lose an employee if you roll a 1. You can gain coin if you roll a 2 through 5, but only
a coin.
No, you gain the number that you roll.
Okay.
So if you roll a 2, you get 2 coin, but you paid 3. If you roll 3, congratulations, you broke even. So a 4 or 5 will net you 1 or 2 coin. So you really are going for that 6, because that's the only thing that's going to pay out for you, because then you get an employee.
So listen, I know we've dealt with games that are like super luck based, but this is just a huge pendulum that's swinging all around. Like, you won and I don't even know how.
I know. I thought I was losing, and somehow I won. Well, I mean, I got coin for those airbenders. So I got 6 coin for those for selling them. I was producing 7 coin before you got more coin. And I probably didn't spend as many coin as you did getting the workers, because you were buying workers quite a bit because you had first player token.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize until later I didn't have to have as many. But, anyway, so I think this game, and the player powers weren't equal at all, but did it really matter because this game is so swingy? It doesn't really matter. Explain the combat rules.
I'm not sure that I can, but we'll try.
Okay.
First of all, we never attacked each other at all. Because we just don't enjoy tacky games, and it was so you only had 1 to 2 actions, so it would take that whole action to do that. So there's multiple ways in this game to attack. If you have your starter cart, and then you have the carts you acquire. If you have a starter cart, you're basically protected from attack, except for if someone has a bender. So if they have a bender, they can challenge you if you have a bender at your home cart by placing their worker on your base. And then you both play a bender into the battle, and then you're going to play a defense card, which have numbers ranging from what was your high? You had a 9. Okay, wow. Okay, that would have really sucked. So they had
I was hoping you
anywhere from I think 1 to 9 now, I guess. And you play a card, and then you're going to roll the die and add that to your card. If you are the attacker and you did not win, then you can say, I'm going to double down and play another card and keep doing it until you do win or you give up. If you manage...
Well, but here's the thing, though. It's like depleting my cards.
Yes, but you can't... If the other person doesn't have... Well, if I guess they have a bender, you could still beat them by playing a card, yeah. So... in the end, all that you can end up doing, though, with the bender is stealing coin. So
a max of 5 coin, right?
Well, whatever on the die, that is the face value of the die. That's how much coin you could take. And that's only if you didn't bank it, because if you banked your coin, it's protected from being
Which we
stolen.
never did either.
We never bothered. So to bank your coin, just to let you know, if you take the action of just going to your home cart, you can bank 5 coins up to a maximum of 20 coins into your bank. And that coin cannot be stolen for any reason. The other options are you can rob somebody's carts that are not their home base by sending your worker there, and then you have a similar battle, not quite the same though, and there you're going to basically... you're going to roll the die, and you're going to try to beat their defense on their location. So that is your home base. Here's one. So this one has a shield defense of 2. And if you have workers there, let's say you had, in this case, well, it only has 1 worker required. But if you had any workers at that location beyond the first worker, they account as defense towards the die roll. So your shield 2 plus if there was for some reason a second worker there, then you would have 1 defense plus 2. So I would have to roll higher than or equal to a 3. If I roll it, okay, I got a 1, so I failed my attack. If I had rolled a 3 or a 4, I can steal coin from her up to whatever the bag is per the value on the space. In this case, it's a 2, so I could steal 2. It wouldn't come from you, though. It would come from that space's production. So that round, there would be 2 coins would be the net production. I would actually take those coins, and whenever you produce for the round, you would not get any coin from that space. You suck. So that is how you would steal. The other option is to use they call that a platypus bear, and you attack with that to destroy the card. And there it's similar, you're going to be doing the roll, except for now you're going to use the cards again. So this is another place where benders can come in. You can use benders to defend. If you do, though, you lose the bender after you use it to
And that's defend. Very expensive. Like 7 coins. That's
yeah. Well, pricey. 7 coins to buy it, and then the attack happens. Now, there are locations, some of which will have the bear at a cheaper price that come out. There's also different locations that affect weather, which is another die roll that is basically a random luck of the draw. Whatever you roll, that's what happens. Some of them were good, some were bad, but they affect everybody. And some of those, there were 3 of those that came up, all with different costs. One was free. You got one that cost like a coin, and that was reasonable. And then you got one that was cost an employee. And like, why would you want to lose an employee? They're hard enough to come by.
I know, right? Tell me about it.
And then I found one that was free. It's like, well, why would you have 3 different costs on these things?
And listen, it's literally a pendulum. Like, who knows where you're going to land? Just roll it and figure it out. I think that covers everything.
Yeah, pretty much. It's enough. I think people got the idea this game was not good. I mean, it wasn't fun. Now, I would say it might be slightly better if you had 3 or 4 or 5 players, because you're going to have more interaction and you'll have more attacking.
My problem is only having 1 player. You almost like, okay, you're just getting an employee and discovering for the first 6 rounds. That's kind of, luckily it's quick. This game is super quick, so there's something.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how you get 90 minutes in this game.
I have no idea how you can stretch this game to 90 minutes.
For
I guess if you attack a lot of the time. I guess if you attack a bunch of time, maybe. I don't know. Listen, I wanted to like this game. I wanted to like this game a little bit, and no. I'm not a big attacky person. But even then, the cost structure is messed up. And it's so swingy. I do know.
Well, to have it like a space that gives you 7 or costs you 7 workers out of your 10 that you start the game with, that doesn't produce any more coin. It produces less coin than some of the spaces that were 3 or 4. And then they're tied up and you can't build anything else because they're there. They're assuming you're going to get attacked. But the better strategy is just to leave them there and they can't build anything else.
Right.
And in the rule book, it says if you agree to it, then you can. Everybody can agree that you can borrow other people's workers from the other colors and add them to the pool. But that's a house rule. In the rule book, it tells you can house rule the game to bend it.
And if you haven't met Randy yet,
we don't house rule.
We don't house rule.
Unless it's really messed up. We did house rule that we were going to take that 1 player out of the tapestry game.
Yeah, but I don't see that really as a...
But yeah, there's 6 player colors, so if you're not playing with all 6 players, you can do that easily and not affect it. But it says you can borrow your opponents and just remember that they were yours. That's in the rule book.
That's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, it's like I've never seen a game do something that ridiculous.
I mean, it really just felt like they did not care. They did not think this through. They just put random crap on cards and hope for the best. And really, it was bad.
Yeah.
And the thing is okay, if you attacked, could you find enjoyment out of it? If you like that kind of thing.
You would have to be a hardcore Avatar fan to find enjoyment in this game.
I'm a hardcore Avatar fan, and no, you can't. That has nothing to do with this. All right? Do not get me wrong. I love me some Avatar, something I grew up on. I love this, but But no. I like looking at the cards because they're pretty. That's about it. No. What did Board Game Geek give this?
2.4.
That's what I will give it.
I think it's generous. In this
I
case,
do think it's generous.
This might be. I don't know. I don't want to call. I hate to go 1, but this is really. I'm a 1.5. This is definitely the worst.
I mean, we were able to finish the game.
Yeah, I guess. You can get through it. It is playable. But that's why I'll give it a little more than a 1. Because it is playable.
I mean...
This one, I thought Shining was going to be our low for a good time. A long time. This one beat it.
Oh my gosh. Well, just think about this as one of my throwbacks, except it's not really a throwback game. Well, guys, we had fun-ish playing this game.
We spent time.
We spent
quality time
together.
Learning. Well, I don't know about that. I spent time alone learning the rules while you whatever did.
Hey, I was making Valentine's.
Okay, so yeah, it was an experience. It was 20 minutes of my life that I'll never have again.
But we hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you'll come hang out with us again. Maybe a game burning. Yeah. I don't know. I
don't. I wouldn't burn any games.
I do like Avatar.
It's bad for the environment. This game was bad for the environment too.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.